There are a lot of conflicts currently going on over in the Middle East. And, well, there's one country known as Israel that is really trying to defend itself and wipe out the enemy that is trying to get rid of the nation of Israel or the country as a whole. All the people, if you are a Jewish man and you're living in Israel, the Muslims want you gone, done, gone. They absolutely hate your guts. And the thing is, people have been going, we want peace in the Middle East. It is a hard, tall order, isn't it, to actually get true peace in the Middle East. Currently, we've got Syria, al-Jilani's militants running around, killing Christians left, right, and center, and Druze because they can. They don't care at all because for them, you either convert or we will end your life right then and there. And that's what's been going on in Syria at the moment, recent times. I've been calling it out for a number of days. If you haven't seen any of those videos, definitely check it out. But there is only one time in the Quran that mentions peace. Quran, chapter 47, verse 35, when it says, and do not ask for peace when you're stronger. So the thing is, people are going, oh, why can't we get peace? It's because Islamists or Muslims don't really understand what peace is. Muhammad didn't understand what peace was at all. In fact, peace was violence. Let's go out and wipe out as many people as we possibly can. The man was a warlord. I mean, why can't we know what he looked like? What's wrong? What's up with that? Oh, because you're afraid of what Muhammad looked like? Whoa, okay. There is no peace in Islam. All the infidels must be eliminated or become slaves to the Muslims. There is only one hudna, temporary treaty, when Muslims are in a weak position until they get stronger to try and conquer you again. So it's a waiting period. Here is a man talking about why peace is not actually possible between Israel and the Muslims. Have a watch.
Why is peace not possible between Israel and fundamentalist Muslims?
From the Islamic point, peace means when Islam has taken over the world, established its imperialistic caliphate, and Sharia is implemented, the Islamic law is implemented throughout the world, then we have peace. Peace in Islam means you surrender and you submit. The word Islam means surrender. When they shout Allahu Akbar and then you become Muslim, means you just surrender to an Islamic army. That's their understanding of peace as Muslims. From your perspective as a Christian, it is cute, pretty much, that you want peace. They don't.
Right.
They want you to surrender. They want you to pay jizya, the protection tax. Chapter 9 of the Quran, which is the latest revelation of the self-diagnosed prophet of Islam, it says that you fight them till they surrender. Chapter 9, verse 28, 29, and 30. Those are the verses I gave you. These are all about Christians and Jews. You fight them till they surrender. You want peace with them, they don't. And the Islamic regime of Iran has proven that over and over. Israel wanted to be left alone. They wanted to live their lives. But Iranian regime, death to America, death to Israel, they just kept provoking. They just kept sending proxies. They just sent missiles. How long you can put up with it? You want peace, understandable. They don't.
Muslims should not concede or compromise with people when we have the higher ground or we have the upper ground. And there's actually an amazing ayah in the Quran, ayah 139 in Surah Al-Imran. To be honest with you, Islam has the upper hand. Okay? We're not going to give you that concession.
Hudna, H-U-D-N-A, Hudna. It means when you're weak, you make treaties until you get strong enough to disregard them.
They think that Christians are weak because we want peace. We don't want fighting. We don't want wars. They think that the Israelis that want peace, truly, they think they're weak. They think, oh, that's cute. So meanwhile, what's going on, and we should never allow them to do this, by the way, but We do for some reason. And we've also instituted terms like Islamophobia. Like we supposedly have this, it's a perfectly rational fear, I might add, but nevertheless, they don't seem to think that is the case. It's irrational. You shouldn't fear Islam when the word itself means surrender. Hello? If I've got a word that's part of my religion that says I identify as being a Muslim that follows the religion of Islam, that means surrender, what the hell? I'm a Christian. I follow Christ. Christ gave up his life for you and I. There's a distinct difference. Christ asks us to accept him. He doesn't force us to surrender to him. Massive difference. Muhammad and the Quran will force you to submit to them, to their ruling under Sharia. Once we have accomplished Sharia across the world, then, only then, will we have peace. It's peace through dominance. They tried it before, hence why we had the Crusades. And anyone that thinks that we can actually achieve real peace with the Muslims, you're joking. You're like what the Muslims call cute. You're different to them. They know it, and their Quran says, you know what? We're not going to surrender to you. In fact, we're going to take over. They've warned us 1,000,000 times over. And when in the world are we going to wake up and realize? They're taking over. It's no wonder that so many of them are coming from their Islamic countries over here because they go, Christians want peace. So this is a perfect place for us to take over. They'll just bend over backwards for us, won't they? Because they truly want peace. Now, like I've said, this is not all Muslims, because there are Muslims that don't follow the Quran and they've just chosen to be it for whatever reason. Don't ask me. We need to pray for them. We need to pray for all of them. They find the truth. Truth is always found in the word of God, if you ask me. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, these people, they don't want peace, especially over in the Middle East. Why anyone would follow the religion of Islam, I don't know. Aside from the fact that you've got people out there that actually like ending people's lives. Those people do exist, believe it or not. Anyway, this is exactly the reason why you can't really have peace, because they don't understand it. Their Quran tells them not to surrender to Christians because they see us as weak. That would make them weak. Can't do that. Can't surrender to Jews either. No, we'd rather die. And as a result, they've got this saying, which is, we love death more than we love life. Christians love life more than they love death. Death is part of life, but we know that life is important to spread the word of God. Life is important because God gave us life. And if you've got people that are running around chanting, Allah Akbar, that's the last thing you usually hear. Hello, wake up. Especially in Australia, we need to wake the hell up. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.